Hi YouTube, this is Jasmine and I am finally back with another tutorial. This is going to be brows 3 ways. So I'm going to show you how you can turn this into this. Yes, flicky flicky. So we're going to be using 3 different methods and this is method number 1. So for this method, I like to take my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. And what I like to do is, I just like to go in. It has a spoolie on one end, and then on the other end, it is the pencil and is really fine point. So first, before I do anything, I like to use that spoolie and just brush my hair upwards. Now, this is really a great tutorial for someone who has thick eyebrows like myself, because here my eyebrows aren't even fully grown back yet, but this is just going to be how to tame your wild brows. But you know, if you don't have thick brows, these methods can also work for you as well. So first, since I really want some definition, like I said, I have tons of hair as you can see, but I really want some definition, so I'm going in and I'm making a sharp line where I kind of want my brow to end and start. So I'm going below and I'm going above, and I'm just trying to get a line that's straight as possible. Now typically if I'm working with someone who does not have as thick brows as I do, I use lighter strokes, but since I already have a lot of hair anyway, I'm going in and I'm just going for it, and I'm just, you know, making a really sharp line. Now it won't look like, you know, harsh or anything at the ends, but this is just how I get my cut definition for my brows, because like I said, those bad boys are really wow. Now here I'm showing you typically the beginning of where your brow wants to start, where the inner corner of your eye is. The end of your brow wants to be at the outer corner of your eye, and then if you put your pencil directly across your iris, that is where you typically want your arch to be. So now I'm just going back in and I am brushing through that pencil. And I'm just kind of lightly stroking to basically soften that harsh line and just blend it all together. And it's really, you know, just want to keep it really soft. And the good thing about this is if you go overboard with your, you know, how dark you do your brows, just blend it out. Like, the pencil is really easy to use. You can literally just keep blending until you get the softness that you desire. And that's one thing I really love about the pencil. It's really soft and easy to use. Even when you're trying to be harsh, or you know, you accidentally do your eyebrows a little bit harsh, it's still really soft and easy to blend. So now I'm going in, and as you can see, like in the front and a little bit throughout, there's a few areas where there's not as much hair or they're a little sparse. So I'm just doing short hair-like strokes, and the reason you want to do that is so that your hair looks more natural. So if you normally use a pencil, but you know it's just not looking really natural, I would try to change up the technique and just see if, you know, using short hair-like strokes helps out a little bit. And then I'm going back in and, you know, blending it out, and we're done. No. Just kidding. Of course, we have to now conceal. So the concealer I will be using is the LA Girls Pro Concealer. Typically I use either my Makeup Forever or MAC, but I decided to use my LA Girl this time because I also like that one a lot too. And they're only like, what, $2? So yeah, not wasting, you know, any super expensive products here because I'm not going anywhere. Anywho, what I'm doing now is I am going in and I am concealing the bottom first. So as you see, I just go right below my brow as close to the hair as possible. And even, you know, on the part where the arch is, I'm gonna have to conceal some of that hair because, you know, I haven't had my eyebrows arched. So, you know, I'm just doing that. And I'm just concealing, and I'm also showing you where you come back a little bit on the brush, just so you have a lighter and easier application. So I'm just, you know, going back over that concealer again. And this is really where you can form your shape. So, you know, I don't worry too much about the shape of the brows when I'm filling in. I try to get it a good shape, you know, or as the best shape as possible. But the concealing step, excuse me, that's the step where you really can go in and define your brows and figure out what shape you want. So I just go in and, you know, I just really basically clean up, and then I take my ring finger here, and then I just lightly blend it out. Now, the reason you use your ring finger is because that finger applies the lightest application, so you're not pulling and tugging on your eye area. So yeah, use your ring finger, ladies, to blend out. And so that's the bottom. And now I'm going to go to the top. And what I'm going to do here is, I'm pretty much doing the same thing. I'm sorry, I'm so dumb, I'm blocking the camera. But I like to start this at the arch and go down, because I really want it cut. So I start, instead of starting from the front, I start at the arch to get the line I want, and then I go down. And that's to really get it as precise as possible. You can do one stroke with the concealer, but if you really want that cut, sometimes you could just kind of, you know, go across and then go down to the arch. Make it like, you know, some people when they wax your brows, they cut it off into two strips. You know, they put one strip here, and then like on the little tip or the end of your brow, they do another strip there. Kind of the same, you know, gist here. So I'm going across there, and then I'm gonna go down on the other part. Pretty simple, guys. I'll try to keep things simple, quick and simple, because, you know, I just like to do that. Now I'm blending up and outward. So, you know, when I did the bottom, I blended down, and when I'm doing the top, I'm blending up. So I'm going away from the brow, fading it out, and that's just to make it look more natural. So I'm just going, like I said, away from the brow, and then taking that ring finger again and lightly blending it out to make it look more natural. You don't want it to be like obvious that, you know, you have your brows concealed. And like I said, I like to, you know, my brows to look as natural as possible. I mean, like I said, they're naturally thick, so I'm really just trying to go for a shape here. So I'm just brushing my hairs through and trying to, you know, blend it out and get those hairs to lay down and just, you know, kind of look smooth and silky. Like so. Now I'm taking my e.l.f. This is just clear brow gel. My favorite is the Anastasia Beverly Hills, but I am currently out. So I grabbed this e.l.f. one that I've had in the drawer, and it works pretty good as well. I like it. If you know you don't want to spend a ton of money on a brow gel, the e.l.f. one will do. You know, it just basically brings the naturalness back to the brow and helps it set and stay all day. So compare the two brows and tell me what you think. Got some shape over here, no shape there. Which one do you prefer? I'm going with this one. I'm going to show you the difference. Cover it now. There we go. What do you think? So ladies, I went back off camera and I filled in the other brow just so you get the full effect. Once again, for this look, I use my Brow Wiz. The color is dark brown or brunette, and I use clear brow gel. So super simple, just two products. If you don't want to use a lot of products, just use that. I use a Brow Wiz most of the time, and I love it. All right, here we go. We're starting up look 2. Now for this look, I am using a dual-ended angle brush with the spoolie on the end. And the second look, I'm going to be using brow wax with brow powder. Now, like I said, my eyebrows have not grown all the way back yet, but if they were, then this would definitely be my favorite technique to use with the brow powder and wax. And I'll show you in a minute why. So this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills powder, wax, and highlight kit for your brows. It's the brow kit. So you've got your wax, you've got your brow powders with 2 colors, and then you got your highlight colors. Clearly you can see what I use most, and it's the wax, because like I said, my brows are wild and I always need something to keep those bad boys down. So what I like to do is I take a little bit of that wax on my spoolie and I just brush it through my brows. Now you probably can already tell it looks like my brows are relaxed, right? Or got some gel or some edge control or something. It's kind of like edge control for the brows, really. Like seriously. So if you have really wild brows, I suggest you use brow wax. They do sell the wax by itself. And yeah, so you know, after I brush it through, I go back with my finger and just kind of lay it down to smooth it out. And do the same thing for the ends of my brow as well. So it just kind of gives me control when my brows are just, you know, too thick, and I don't want to get them waxed because I don't want them to wax them too thin. And so I'm just trying to, you know, let them fully grow back. So I just put my wax, and now I'm going in with that dark brown color that you saw. You only need a little bit of product, guys. Like, you know, you could build it up however, you know, dark you want it. But I like to go in a little bit at a time, just so I don't have to go back and do so much blending. So I'm taking that angle brush, and I am basically creating the shape that I want with the light hair strokes. You could do that with the brush as well. And I'm just going through and filling in, and like I said, I'm really just trying to create a shape. Like I said, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect right now, because the concealer will, you know, help you to really get the sharp, crisp brow that you desire. So, you know, just as best as you can. So now I'm going back and mixing the lighter color with the darker color. I don't like to use the lighter color as much because I don't want to look ashy, but when I mix them, it works fine. And I'm just taking hair-like strokes in the front, because in the front, you know, I have those wild brows that just stick straight up most of the time. So I'm just kind of feathering it out to make it look as natural as possible. You know, if you don't have a really thick brow, unless you just want really thick brows, I like to kind of go with the face. If you naturally have, you know, a thinner brow, you know, it doesn't have to be super thin, but you know, just a normal brow. You don't have to go super thick. So now I'm going in with another flat concealer brush. I forgot to tell you guys earlier, I was using a Sephora flat brush, but this is another flat brush I have here, and I'm just concealing the exact same way for the most part. You just take a flat concealer brush in your concealer, and once again, I'm using that LA Girls Longwear concealer, and like I said, I blend down as much as I can, and then as I go, I blend out with my finger. And this is just to get a natural fading effect here. Simple as that. And guys, one thing what you have to learn with brows is it does take practice. You have to find out, you know, what looks best on you, and you know, which method works best for you. I like all 3 methods, and really for different purposes. But like I said, you know, you just choose the method that works for you. Now here, since I have those hairs sticking straight up, I'm gonna start at the front and conceal, but then I'm still gonna come down like so. So instead of me starting halfway back, I just wanted to show you that if you did start from the front, you could get the same effect. Just go straight across and then come down. And then of course we're going to blend it up. Sorry for blocking the camera. But yeah, just blend it out and fade it out. And you know, using your finger, you know, helps it to blend better too, because it just melts into the skin and, you know, fades out easily. And once again, you just take that brush, and like I said, this is my favorite look when my brows are just wild and out of control anyway. You know, use that wax to hold them down, and then go back and just, you know, the powder just blends effortlessly. So this is of course look number 2, guys. And like I said, you just keep blending until it is the desired look that you want. So here's the comparison, guys. So no shape at all, of course. And then the other side, that's when you got your nice shape. Compare the two. Alright guys, so it is time for our last look, look 3. And for this look, I decided to use the infamous Dipbrow. I know everyone loves it, everyone uses it, so I'm just going to show you the best way I found that works with it. So I'm using the color dark brown, but make sure you find the color that works best for you. So as you can see, I just took a little dab of that. The thing with Dipbrow is some people hate it, some people love it. If you overuse it, you will not like this product. Like you see, I only did a dab and all that product came off. So use a very, very little bit, get the excess off in the top. And then what I like to do is kind of like I did with the pencil, I kind of use light strokes to try to get a crisp line at first. Like so, and just, you know, do that. And then I lightly blend that same line upwards to blend and fade it out. Now, like I said, I'm using the color dark brown, but I also like chocolate. You have to just kind of look and see which color works best for you. I would go to my local Sephora and, you know, actually try some on to see which one you like better. So like I said, you just kind of use light strokes and just work this out. Now the thing with Dipbrow is this stuff is waterproof. It does not come off. So like if you have a problem with your brows fading or not staying on all day, then I would suggest Dipbrow for you because it's waterproof and, you know, it's awesome. So like I said, you just use light hair-like strokes and create the shape you want. And like I said, don't put a lot of product on there. Like a little drop goes a long way. Like I have had this same container of Dipbrow for I don't know how long, and it's still pretty full. So like I said, you only need a little bit of it. And like I said, I'm just going right here and just kind of feathering out the front there, like how I have those wild hairs in the front, and then just brush through. So I would just, you know, do a little at a time and brush through and keep doing it until you get the hang of it. So I'm just still creating my shape. And on the tail, I don't blend it out as much because I do want that kind of darker tail because that's how my brows naturally are. So I just kind of, you know, don't blend it out as much on the end. So going back in the front, I'm just kind of feathering out the front. I'm not adding any extra product to the front. I'm only using what's left on the brush. So just using what's left on the brush, just go back to the front and just feather it out a little bit, and it'll be enough product for sure. And like I said, you know, during these steps, you don't have to worry about getting your shape perfect because here's our favorite, concealer. So just go in with the concealer and just like the others, create the shape that you want. Literally with the Dipbrow, that's the only products I use. Just Dipbrow and I'm good to go. So guys, here is the dip brow look. And it was pretty easy and simple. Like I said, practice makes perfect. And that's with any makeup thing you're trying to do. So whether it's eyebrows, eyeshadow, the perfect lips, you're gonna have to practice to get it how you really, really want it. Okay guys, so this is the end of the video. I hope you found a method that works for you. Stay tuned. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. Talk to y'all later.